So things aren't looking too good in the Philippines right now, you guys. As someone who also lives in Southeast Asia, they rely heavily on gas. I mean, a lot of the world does, but especially in Southeast Asia, where everyone has a moto and a tuk-tuk, and they just need a lot of gas and diesel. And apparently, the Philippines has already has already ran out of gas. So we're gonna watch this video here. Anger in the streets of the Philippines. There's a lot of videos coming out in the Philippines right now. A lot of going on. The Philippines is one of the first countries to really feel the effects of this war that's going on in the Middle East, with the Strait of Hormuz, whatever, closed. So let's get into it.
If you want to measure how far the impact of war can reach, the jeepneys of Manila are a good place to start. These public buses are iconic here. The men who drive them have often done so for decades, and they say they've never seen times like these.
Okay, thank you.
Eugene is one of them. A father of 5, the Iran war has more than doubled the cost of his fuel. He cannot raise fares or make ends meet.
So it's doubled the price of his fuel. He can't raise fares, and I was really interested in this because where I live, I order tuk-tuks, and I really haven't noticed the price at all go up. I don't know if it's because they're just not raising the price, even, or if the gas just hasn't gotten more expensive. But I know the gas here has gotten a little bit more expensive where I live in Southeast Asia, but the tuk-tuk drivers aren't raising the prices. So I don't know if it's a thing here where they can't raise the price, whether it's the application that we use to order won't allow them or just the people won't pay then. I don't know, but yeah, it kind of sucks. Gas is more expensive and you can't raise the price.
It's stressful when I'm on a job. I'm carrying passengers, but when I go home, that is more stressful because I don't have money to give to my family. When my children cry for food, that's another story.
There is a fury here, and today all walks of life came together to show it. Farmers, no strangers to pressure. Students, no strangers to protest.
Her sign is saying, "Stop the U.S. aid to Israel." Dude, everyone's woken up, even in Asia.
98% of this country's oil comes from Middle Eastern routes that are blocked. A dependency now the cause of genuine crisis. Supplies could be all but gone in just over 40 days' time. The president here is a man under pressure.
We are continuing to look for additional supply. We will also continue supporting our commuters so the impact of the conflict in the Middle East can be lessened.
But there is a real tension here too, and a sense that things could well boil over. Government subsidies and scrambling may not be enough.
The problem here, and the reason these people are so worried, is that there doesn't seem to be an end in sight to all this, and energy shocks, by their very nature, take a while to bite and longer to work their way through. And it's hitting a region where the economies just don't have the broad shoulders or the reserves to handle it.
Indeed, across Asia, there is barely a country under.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these countries, I don't think they get their own oil, and they rely on oils from like the Middle East. So yeah, when that gets shut down, they're basically screwed pretty much. And yeah, I don't know. When all the transportation relies on gas and oil, because all the inventions over the years of how to move vehicles using magnetism, fission or fusion, hydrogen, using water, the hydrogen from water, get taken by the 3-letter agency in America and suppressed, and the inventor killed. So the whole world has to rely on gas and oil. Well, when you then lose gas and oil, your whole country can't function.
Touched. Vietnam has ruled working from home. Bangladesh has rationed fuel and closed universities. Back in Manila, they're not shy with their sense of what or who is responsible.
do you blame for the fact that the fuel prices are so high? Whose fault is it?
Number one, the U.S. imperialists.
US imperialists. Yeah. I mean, 'cause the
Dude said U.S. imperialist. Yeah, I think the whole world has opened up now that they believe America is a complete empire taking over everything with a puppet leader controlling them, and we all know who that is. Because they know if you just stayed the hell in your country and left everyone alone, this wouldn't be happening right now. You don't see the Philippines going over and attacking Iran. No, they stay in their country, as should America.
Philippines is a long-standing ally of the US. Is that something that you would like to see change?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's because all this ally thing, them helping us, it's just a front of their bigger agenda to exploit not only the Philippines, but the so-called third world countries.
Dude, these people are smart. I don't know if maybe they probably interviewed a lot of people and they chose those two specific people, but they got it right. It's just propaganda. It's just these being allies with them is just a front for them to come in and take advantage of us. Hell yeah.
Expensive fuel will mean expensive food. The price of rice here has doubled already.
Like the thing with if you guys saw recently, Taiwan is having meetings with China, and the woman that met with them was basically saying, why we need to be allies with America? What does that do for us? We saw how they treat their allies. Look at Ukraine, and she was talking about Ukraine. 4 years later, the war is still going on. All America does is just give them some weapons, and that's it. Don't help them in any meaningful way. And then you look at the Gulf countries. Has America helped the Gulf countries from the bombings? No. The Gulf countries have seen that America only prioritizes one specific country in the Middle East, and it's not them. So yeah, all these countries are waking up now and seeing that being an ally of America is just, it means nothing.
And in a region where millions already live in or close to poverty, we may yet only have a glimpse of how bad things could get. Helen Ann Smith, Sky News in Manila, the Philippines.
Let's watch. There's a couple other videos in the Philippines. This one's a short one.
Philippine farmers like Arnold Carpin have been left with little choice: to sell their vegetables at a loss or let them rot in a field. Soaring costs caused by the Middle East war are piling pressure on the farmers. Oil prices have surged, driving up the cost of harvesting, labor, and transport. Carpin says the increase in diesel prices has a big impact on farmers. When there's no
Yeah, it's talking about the transportation. This is going to affect fertilizer too.
Not enough rain, he said, they need diesel to run the water pumps to irrigate the crops.
Of course, it's frightening because you don't know where you'll get money to buy food. You don't know where your life is headed when you see in the news that the war abroad is still ongoing. The crisis doesn't seem to end soon.
Another challenge is the long delivery trips, which often means farmers are left with little or nothing once the produce is sold. In remote towns, fuel supply has also become inconsistent. Farmer Jason Mellis was loading his harvest onto a truck.
We are already suffering losses now. If the cabbage prices are low, there will be nothing left for us to use as capital for the next crop.
Farm gate prices have collapsed. An advisor at La Trinidad's vegetable trading hub said some buyers are canceling or limiting purchases, reflecting a shift in consumer behavior. Households grappling with soaring inflation are cutting back on vegetables and opting instead for cheaper, filling alternatives like instant noodles.
Yeah, it's very sad because, like again, I live in that part of the world. These people don't make a lot of money. They make maybe like $200 a month just selling vegetables or whatever here, and like any little disruption that there is that affects their profits is any little I don't know what I'm saying. Any little disruption of their money, basically, affects them in such a big way. And you think, like, all these disruptions and stuff, it means nothing to the elites of the world. And you think over in America, who started this war, you think they're over there looking at this? They see the news, the struggles happening in the world now because of this gas shortage. You think they're over there right now watching this like, damn, I feel bad for hurting P-Set over in the Philippines and he can't feed his kids, his little Asian kids who did nothing. You think they care? They don't care. It's so annoying. And that's the whole plan with Iran and closing the strait. They're trying to turn the whole world against America. It worked. It worked.
Latest government data showed that annual inflation in the Philippines surged past 4% in March, up from 2.4% in February. That's driven largely by hefty increases in fuel prices.
Mamahal-mahal ang mga bilihin.
Farmer Monette Cortez said rising living costs have deepened worries about the next generation. Life is getting harder and harder, she said.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really sad. I think if you were to make believe, I don't know, start a world of Minecraft or something and you start your own country, I think you should have you can have all your mandatory things to live, all the essential things to live in your country, like energy, food, water, and when we're talking about fuel, that's considered energy, should be handled inside your country. And then everything else that's not a big deal, you can do trade with other countries so that you don't have to rely that somewhere halfway across the planet gets shut down. Now your whole country's screwed. But in this globalist age and how we're moving to a globalist society, everything is just connected worldwide. And when one thing gets shut down, it affects the whole world. And then you get the third world countries here who get hit the worst. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, have any comments down below? Feel free to comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.